Hi guys and girls, my name is Xronos and welcome to my latest video. On this video I'm going to show you my new build, which I'm very proud of because I think it's awesome. It's my Arcane Madness build, and basically in short words it is a arcane spender, arcane damage build. Okay, so it involves using arcane power and it involves using disintegrate, doing loads of damage. Right, I'm going to break this video into two parts. Part 1, I'm going to show you what items you need, what skills you need to use, what Paragon points you need to spend here and there, and on Part 2 I'm going to show you how to solo bounties on Torment 6. Right, so let's start with the gear. Everything I'm going to show you in this gear, on my gear, is if 99% necessary to be able to make this gear build work. So we'll start with a weapon. You need Arcane Madness for the simple reason it pops up our disintegrate damage to ridiculous numbers. Okay. Second, you need Moonlight Ward. Again, increases your arcane skills overall, and it gives you its ability. The one with the orange writing is insane because anybody who comes close to you explodes arcane energy and does humongous amounts of damage. Alright. Now, you also need a Ring of Grandeur. If you're playing a wizard for a while and you've got gear and stuff, you will know that this is one of the best in slot items because it gives you you'll be able to mix bonus sets with less items. And in this case, I'm using two full sets, and I'll show you them now. I'm using full set Tal Rasha, and I'm going to explain why I need to use all the 4-piece set when I show you the skills. And I'm also using the Vir or Vir, whatever it's called, because it gives us all the rune effects for Archon, and Archon being an arcane damage spell means that we can do dose of arcane damage because all our gear is based on increasing our arcane damage. So like for example on the bracers I've got arcane damage, and wherever else there isn't anywhere else, I think. Yeah, there isn't on the other items. I'm also using the Swami helmet because it's one of the few helmets that gives us critical hit to grant arcane power. You need this to be able to make sure that your arcane power does not run out. So by having 4 on the helmet and having 4 on the offhand gives us loads of arcane power back to be able to keep it up constantly by killing mobs and elites and specials. Because I'm going solo, I'm also using a Unity ring, which I also have one equipped on my follower, and I'll show you what my follower is using as well. And finally, as I showed you on the braces, I'm using the August set because again it increases our damage to elites and it reduces damage we take. So that's basically what you need gear wise. You can get other helmets except the Swami. There are I think 1 or 2 more helmets that you can get that they give crit hit chance and crit hit grants arcane power. Unfortunately, going this way you won't be able to put a socket on, but the gear the build and the gear works fine for what I needed to do, so I'm not worried about that. So now that I've shown you the gear, I'm going to show you the skills. So we've got Archon, and I've left it on improved Archon, but you have all the runes anyway because of the 4-piece Vir, whatever it's called, set. Disintegrate, I'm using Chaos Nexus because as soon as I'm in close range to any minions, it does splash beams, and those splash beams will crit, and when they crit they restore my arcane power, and because they're constantly critting and my main disintegrate beam is constantly critting, I get pretty much I'm able to refuel my arcane power. So you have to make sure that you have at least on your gear, you need to make sure you have at least over, I would say over 50% for this to be able to work. I mean, I've got 61%, but I think anything over 50 is fine because every second tick of your disintegrate damage will be a crit, and that will restore your arcane power. Right, so we've got disintegrate, we've got teleport wormhole. Again, a great spell to be able to escape around. It's a staple spell that we wizards use all the time in all builds. Now, here comes the fun part. Why I'm using 4-piece set, I said it correctly, is because we take advantage of a few skills that make the 4-piece trigger. One of them is magic weapon. I have magic weapon set on ignite instead of what I normally use is force weapon, because by setting it on ignite it makes the attacks that we do makes them fire. So again, because it's fire, it will trigger the 4-piece set of Talrasa's damage. That means it will start throwing meteors of fire. Right. Familiar damage we have put it on the icicle rune, which makes the Talrasa set trigger cold damage. And we're obviously triggering the arcane because we're using disintegrate that does arcane, so we effectively can trigger 3 out of the 4 elements for the wizard. So the only one we cannot trigger is the lightning, unfortunately. I did try a build with, instead of using energy armor, with getting the resistances, to use something like storm armor with shocking aspect or power of the storm or reactive armor, but I was very squishy and I was not being able to survive on Torment 6, which is where we want to be playing Torment 6 solo, because you can level faster Paragon levels. At least that's what I think. Alright, so that's the main skills. Passives. I'm using Elemental Explosion because, again, every time these spells are triggering, the arcane, the fire, the ice, the cold, it also increases my buff. So I get another 15% damage on top of that instead of 20 if I was using the lightning as well. Unraveling Will, again, I'm standstill a lot of times, doing loads of damage. I get increasing resistances, armor and damage. Astral Presence, I'm using that to help me increase my arcane power regeneration, and it helps me restore the arcane power that I lose from the energy armor, because I lose 20 from here, but I gain it from the Astral Presence, and I gain 2 per second, and along with Talrasa's 3rd set bonus I get another 2, and along with the crits I seem to be doing alright with arcane power. And last but not least, I use Evocation to reduce the cooldowns of Wormhole, my Archon, and also it reduces the amount of time for my 4-set piece bonus to trigger again. It says here 8 seconds, but I reduce it to much less than that by using Evocation. So that's basically the skills and the gear that you need for it. So I'll show you the Paragon, and I'll show you what my follower is wearing, and then we're going to go straight into action to show you how amazing this build is. Right, Paragon levels. I'm basically using enough movement speed to reach the cap. So at the moment I only need 14% to reach the 125 cap. And once I reach that, I use the rest on intelligence. I could use some on arcane, increasing the arcane power, but it seems to be working at the moment, so I don't bother with it. I try to focus to get more damage. Offensive, you need to max out. The first one you need to max out is crit hit chance. I will note that if you're going to try this on Torment 6, I would recommend you have at least 250 Paragons before you start this, because you need to be able to cap some of these Paragon sections. Like crit hit chance, you need to cap it in order to be able to do enough crits to restore enough arcane power. After that, I have capped the attack speed, and then I'm trying to fill the crit hit damage on the offensive. So on the defensive, most important one is the resist all. You need to cap the resist all, and then I am almost going to cap the life regeneration, and I've put some on armor. So once I finish the armor, I will go and cap the life. Utility, I am using these two are a bit tricky. Both are very relevant, especially the area damage and the reduce. If you have, say, 200 points, and that means you only have 25. 200 points would give you 50 points. I would probably split them half and half, so I would go like 25 here and 25 here, and then try to cap them both at the same time. And then when you cap them, you go life on hit. So that's what the Paragon levels you need. Right, so that's everything you need to know about gear, skills, and Paragon. Let's get into action. I'll show you how to solo Torment 6. Let's do a bounty. Let's go. Where shall we go? Should we go and kill a Skeleton King? I should have a bit of people around him. So yeah, immediately as I'm using any spell, immediately I'm triggering Talrasha's full set bonus. So you can see my arcane power is not getting depleted and everything is dying extremely fast. I've opened the arc. Oh, there we go. So I'll show you what you do with elites. You basically punch them. You punch them to death. And you can kill them extremely fast. Look at this. I mean, he's got a he had what you call it, reflective, not reflective armor, protective armor. But that was like he's dead in less than 10 seconds. It's just simply fantastic build. As I said, if you're fed up using that confligate build where you're not using any arcane power and you're just using simple spells, you know, this is so versatile. You know, you're using so many different elements. I'm actually gonna skip the dialogue so we get some more people. So yeah, this is fun. I really love this build. So I hope you try it out and you tell me what you think about it, because I'm really happy with this. And my plan is to try it on the PTR as well to see how it works there as well. So yeah, the beams, little beams, constantly critting around, constantly keeping my arcane power up. I forgot the I will manage to go across at some point. Maybe not. There we go. So yeah, that's why I said you may want to try Audacity as well, because you're constantly next to them. That would do even more damage. But I'm happy as it is at the moment. Could go straight to kill the Skeleton King. I don't mind, just kill these guys quickly. They die so fast anyway. And I would recommend, if you try this out, try doing bounties on Torment on Act 1 first, because Act 1, to be fair, is the easiest one to do, and then you'll get used. It's all about getting used to the build. You know, once you're familiar with it, then you can try different stuff as well. See if we can kill him with just our disintegrate. Oh, open that. Never mind. Punch. Punch. And they're all out. Right. Yeah, I always hit those, don't ask me why. Just refresh our spells. Go have a go on the Skeleton King. And then I'll probably go somewhere, Fields of Misery or Cemetery of the Forsaken, somewhere like that, to get loads of mobs and show you how fast I clear them. And I also need to show you what my Templar is wearing before I finish the video. I must remind myself what he's wearing. He's wearing nothing special. You need 2 items for the Templar, and I'll show you them. One is Unity, and the other one is the relic that enables him to not die. So by not him dying and wearing the Unity, he's able to mitigate quite a bit of damage from you not dying. Alright, let's smack him. He's not bringing us any little minions, because those will fuel up my arcane power. So now, because it's a single target, I do tend to... It's the only time I do get depleted, is only when I'm doing bosses. So in that case, just walk around a bit and it will fill up again. There we go. This should fill it up. Just run away from his damage. I'm getting Arcane now, so that should, I'm hope, be enough to finish him off. Ah, typical. He's running away now. There we go. This build is fantastic. It makes Torment 6 look so easy. Alright, let's go somewhere. Let's go Weeping Hollow, because there's loads of skeletons here and stuff. There you go, look. In some cases you even want to go in the midst of it just to be able to trigger the... Now we have an elite and he's gonna disappear. That's it. There's another one coming. This one will kill with our Archon because I don't have it anyway. If he decides to come. Yeah, he's causing us a bit of fear, but not to worry. That's why you've got teleport for these cases, because look, the pulse almost killed us. Okay, where is he now? There we go. Just gonna clear a couple of more stuff. I think you've got the idea how this build works. And you can always ask me questions either below the video or on my Facebook page or anywhere on the YouTube or Facebook, anywhere. And if you like this video and you find it cool and you run, and let me know if you actually run the build. I'd be very interested to know if you've done any variations or thought of something that makes the build even better. You know, we're a community to try to help each other to make kill all the minions of the burning hells easier. So yeah, if you got any suggestions, comments, anything, just post it below and let me know. And if you liked it, subscribe, whatever. I'm just looking for another big, maybe an elite, something like that. I mean, you could use Archon like this as well. It does a lot of damage, but I find the punching does even more. I normally use my Nemesis braces, but for this video I just want to quickly show you how it works. Actually, yeah, I could have used them there to just show you how to beat up another elite. Never mind. Right, I think it's enough. So before I go, I'm going to show you what my Templar's wearing. Right, so as I said, he's wearing a Unity ring, as I said, to mitigate the damage, and he's wearing this enchanting favor. I didn't remember what the relic was called. Basically, it makes your follower unable to die, and with the Unity, it means he can share more, he can take more damage and make you take less. And also, you may want to, if you're going to use a Templar, you may want to also use Inspire, because Inspire will also increase your arcane power. So that's another trick to gain more arcane power, is by selecting Inspire skill on your Templar. Right, so I hope you like this video. My name is Xronos. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and check out my Facebook page because I constantly post updates and stuff, and I'm planning to do a next video with this build on the PTR. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.